Hello, let's talk about the brachial plexus. Brachial plexus is the networks of nerves which supply the shoulder region and the upper limb region. It is formed by the ventral rami of the C5, C6, C7, C8, and T1. So it is formed by the ventral ramus of the C5, C6, C8, C8, T1. Okay, so ventral ramus are interior rami. The stages of the brachial plexus. First, there are five roots. Okay, C5, C6, C7, C8, and T1, which are basically the ventral rami of the spinal nerve. Then the after roots, the roots merges to form the three trunks, which are superior trunk, middle trunk, and inferior trunk, or upper trunk, middle trunk, and lower trunk. Then the trunks, each trunk has two divisions: interior division, okay, and posterior division. These divisions merge to form the three cords, which are lateral cord, posterior cord, and the medial cord. Then the cords gives terminal branches. Okay, so the brachial plexus has four stages. First, there are five roots, which are interior rami of spinal nerves. Then the three trunks. Then the three trunks gives each trunk gives uh, uh, interior division and posterior division. So the total there are three interior division and three posterior division. Then there are three cords: lateral, posterior, and middle cord, and terminal branches. Okay, so let's discuss how the these stages are formed. So the C5 and C6 nerve root combine to form the superior trunk. Then the C7 root, then the C7 root itself form the middle trunk, okay, and the C8 and T1 roots combine to form the lower trunk. Okay, so these are the trunk. Superior trunk is formed by the superior trunk is formed by the C5 and C6 nerve root. The middle trunk itself form the middle trunk by the C7 root, while the inferior trunk is formed by the combination of the C8 and T1 nerve root. Then the superior, middle, and inferior trunk each give the interior and posterior division. So superior trunk has interior division, this is interior division, and this one is posterior division. Then the middle trunk has interior division and posterior division. Then the inferior trunk has posterior division and interior division. Okay, so the interior division of superior and middle trunk, this is interior division of superior trunk, and this is interior division of the middle trunk. So these two forms to form the lateral cord. Then the posterior division of superior, middle, and inferior trunks, these three combines to form the posterior cord. Okay, then the interior division of the inferior trunk itself form the medial cord. Okay, then there are terminal branches of each cord. So the lateral cord has three branches. Okay, first is lateral pectoral nerve. This one is lateral pectoral nerve. Then the this branch of the lateral cord is called lateral root of the median nerve. Okay, so the median nerve has two root: lateral root and medial root. The lateral root is given by the lateral cord, while the third branch of the lateral cord is musculocutaneous nerve. Okay, the main nerve. Then the branches from the medial cord, it is five in number. So the first branch is this one. Okay, this one medial pectoral nerve. Then this one, which is medial brachial cutaneous nerve or medial cutaneous nerve of arm. Then this one medial antebrachial cutaneous nerve or medial cutaneous nerve of forearm. Then the third branch is this one, which is the medial root of the median nerve. So the median nerve has two roots. The lateral root is given by the lateral cord, while the medial root is given by the medial cord. It forms, these two roots form the median nerve. Okay. Then the main branch of the medial cord is the ulnar nerve. Okay. Then the posterior cord gives five branches also. This one is upper subscapular nerve. In the middle is the middle subscapular nerve or thoracodorsal nerve. It is also called nerve to latissimus dorsi. Then the lower subscapular nerve. Then the two main branches from the posterior cord is axillary nerve and radial nerve. Okay. The roots also gives branches. Roots of the brachial plexus like C5 root gives the dorsal scapular nerve, while the long thoracic nerve is formed by the roots of the C5, C6 and C7. These three roots combine to form the long thoracic nerve or nerve to serratus interior. Then the superior trunk gives two branches. One is this branch, which is nerve to subclavius muscle, and the other is this one, which is suprascapular nerve. Okay, so these are the branches from the roots and trunks. So let's summarize the formation of the brachial plexus. So let's summarize the brachial plexus formation. So brachial plexus is formed by the five roots C5, C6, C7, C8 and T1. The C5 and C6 nerve root combine to form the upper trunk. Okay, so this is upper or superior trunk. Then the superior C7 itself form the middle trunk, and the C8 and T1 nerve root combine to form the inferior trunk. Then each trunk, this is upper trunk, this is middle trunk, this is inferior trunk or lower trunk. So these gives the upper trunk, middle trunk and inferior trunk has interior and posterior division. So the posterior division of each trunk, okay, so the posterior division of each trunk combine to form the posterior cord. So this is posterior cord. Okay, posterior cord. Okay, then the interior division of the upper trunk and the interior division of the middle trunk combine to form the lateral cord. Okay, so this is lateral cord. Okay, then the interior division of the inferior trunk or the lower trunks itself form the medial cord. Okay, so these are the roots C5, C6, C7, C8, T1. The C5, C6 roots combine to form the upper trunk, C7 itself form the middle trunk, and the C8, T and T1 combine to form the inferior trunk. Then the posterior division of the upper trunk, middle trunk and the inferior trunk, they all combine to form the posterior cord, while the interior division of the upper trunk and middle trunk combine to form the lateral cord. Okay, and the interior division of the inferior trunk itself form the medial cord. Then the medial cord has the main branch, which is ulnar nerve. The main branch from the Lateral cord is called musculocutaneous nerve, cutaneous cutaneous nerve. Then the main nerve from the posterior cord is first the axillary nerve and then the radial nerve. C5 nerve root gives the branch which is called dorsal scapular nerve. Okay, dorsal scapular nerve, while the C5, C6, C5, C6 and C7, this nerve which is called the long thoracic nerve or nerve to serratus anterior, long thoracic nerve. Okay, so this is about the brachial plexus.